I met it. She introduced me to everybody, and I was starting to get her rhythm. And David Lynch, who directed it, said to me, "You tell me when you got the accent, and then we're going to send her away. She's got a life. She needs to go." And I said, "Okay, I think I got it." She wasn't to the outskirts of town, and I said, "Wait, stop her. I can't do it. Get her back."
Picture this, a Hollywood legend, an Oscar in her grasp, movies that defined decades, suddenly vanishes, poof, to a quiet farm in Virginia, leaving Tinseltown buzzing with one question. What drove Sissy Spacek away? At 75, she's finally spilling the tea. And trust me, it's a scalding brew of heartbreak, secrets, and a violent assault she buried deep until now. This isn't just a comeback story. It's a roller coaster of a life that's been hiding in plain sight. And we're peeling back the curtain on the woman who traded red carpets for rural pastures. Buckle up, because Sissy's tale is about to hit you like a freight train. And we're only getting started. Born Mary Elizabeth Spacek on Christmas Day, 1949, in Quitman, Texas, a speck of a town with barely 2,000 souls, she was a small-town dreamer with big-screen ambitions. Her dad, Edwin, a Czech-German agricultural agent, and her mom, Virginia, with Irish-English roots, raised her in a family tied to Texas soil for generations. Her grandfather even ran the show as mayor of Granger, a Czech immigrant hub. But Sissy? She was the wildflower in the field, nicknamed by her brothers Robbie and Ed Jr., galloping on her horse Buck and stealing the spotlight at talent shows by age 6. Did she know then she'd conquer Hollywood? Probably not. But that spark was already flickering. She tried on Rainbow as a stage name, chasing a singing career. But fate had a sharper script in mind, one that would catapult her from Quitman's dusty lanes to the bright lights of New York City. Then, 1967 slammed the brakes on her small-town life. Her brother Robbie, only 18, a track star with swagger to spare, got hit with leukemia. He wasn't just family, he was her hero, her North Star. Months of hospital runs to Houston couldn't save him, and when he passed, Sissy's world cracked open. How do you bounce back from losing your rock? She didn't just bounce, she ignited that grief. She calls it rocket fuel for her career, a fearless fire that pushed her to pack up at 17 and chase dreams in NYC, crashing with her cousin, actor Rip Torn, and his wife, Geraldine Page. Music was her first love. She cut a cheeky single in '68, John, You've Gone Too Far This Time, poking at Lennon's nude album antics. But the charts didn't care. Dropped by her label, she could have folded. Instead, she pivoted, and bam, acting found her like a spotlight in the dark. Rip saw the raw talent simmering beneath her country girl charm and nudged her toward the stage. She dove into the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute, scraping by with $10 gigs at West Village haunts like The Bitter End, modeling on the side to keep the lights on. Then came Prime Cut in '72, playing a girl sold into darkness alongside Lee Marvin and Gene Hackman. It wasn't a blockbuster, but her grit shone through. Could this be her big break? Not quite. Until Badlands in '73, where she stunned as Holly Sargis, a teen runaway in Terrence Malick's haunting masterpiece. Her dreamy narration and eerie innocence? Chilling. Off-screen, she met Jack Fisk, the art director, and a wild date. Think sinking boats and flash floods sealed their bond. By '74, they were hitched, a Hollywood love story born in chaos. But Carrie, in '76? That's when Sissy Spacek became a household name. She snagged the role of the telekinetic teen with a prom night from hell, beating out Melanie Griffith and Betsy Slade by showing up to auditions in a ragged sailor dress, hair greased with Vaseline, face unwashed. Total method madness. Who commits like that? Sissy did. She slept in fake blood for days during the iconic pig's blood scene, her husband Jack pouring it on her, turning a horror moment into cinematic gold. That Oscar nod for Best Actress? Well earned. Then Coal Miner's Daughter in '80 clinched it, playing Loretta Lynn, singing every note herself, thanks to Lynn's insistence. She didn't just win an Oscar, she nabbed a Grammy nod too. Her bond with Lynn grew into a lifelong friendship, proving Sissy's magic wasn't just on screen, it was real. Fast forward to now, Sissy's peeling back decades of silence. She's confessing a violent assault she hid, a family tragedy that rewired her soul, and the shadowy truth of her actor's studio days. Why'd she ditch fame for a Virginia farm? That devastating loss of Robbie lingered, a wound that never fully healed, pushing her to step back when Hollywood's glare got too bright. Her financial struggles? Whispered rumors say the farm life wasn't cheap, but she traded glitz for peace. Compare that to her past, ruling the 70s and 80s with The River, Missing, and Crimes of the Heart, racking up Oscar nods like trophies, and you see a woman who's lived a dozen lives. At 75, she's still got that fire, that quiet strength, still leaving us awestruck. Hold on to your seats, because Sissy Spacek's saga just took a wild turn. After ruling Hollywood, she's back with revelations that'll make your jaw drop. At 75, this Oscar-winning icon's peeling back the layers of a life packed with gut-wrenching loss, hidden confessions, and a dramatic retreat that's got everyone whispering, why'd she really leave the spotlight? We're diving into the final act of her roller coaster journey, where the stakes are higher, the emotions roar, and the mysteries deeper. Trust me, you won't see this coming. Sissy's story picks up steam in '82 with Missing, where she's Beth Horman, a wife clawing through despair to find her husband, lost in Chile's 1973 coup chaos. Alongside Jack Lemmon, she's a powerhouse, every tremble, every tear showing a woman fraying but unbreakable. That role snagged her another Oscar nod, proving she could tackle real-world grit with the same fire she brought to Carrie. Rewind to 77, and she's Pinky Rose in Robert Altman's Three Women, a haunting, improvised fever dream where her naive charm morphs into something eerie, a sleeper hit that critics now call genius. How does she keep reinventing herself? Fast forward to 91, she's Liz Garrison in Oliver Stone's JFK, holding her own beside Kevin Costner, playing a wife torn between loyalty and collapse as conspiracy unravels her world. These weren't just roles, they were windows into a soul that thrived on depth, not dazzle. Then comes 86, and Night, Mother slams you in the chest. Sissy's Jessie Cates, calmly telling her mom she's done, ready to end it all in one night. No explosions, no theatrics, just a quiet house and a ticking clock. She's battling epilepsy, a broken marriage, a son who's gone rogue, and a despair so deep it's almost mundane. Yet Sissy makes it shattering. Shot in real time, she and Anne Bancroft carry grief like a live wire, and Sissy admits it stuck with her long after the cameras stopped. Can you shake that kind of darkness? Critics raved, calling it her most human work, but it left scars. Proof she doesn't just act, she lives it. Compare that to her coal miner's daughter days, belting out Loretta Lynn's tunes for an Oscar win, or Badlands, where she mesmerized as a dreamy fugitive. Sissy's range is a tightrope walk between light and shadow, and she never falls. But Hollywood's cruel game started sidelining her by her 40s. Fewer leading roles, a youth-obsessed industry pushing her to the edges. Did she fade? Hell no. She flipped the script, diving into indie gems like In the Bedroom in 2001, playing a mom shattered by her son's murder. Another Oscar nod because Sissy doesn't quit. What keeps her fire burning? TV beckoned too. Bloodline from 15 to 17 had her as Sally Rayburn, a matriarch hiding family rot, and Night Sky in 22 cast her as half of an elderly duo with a cosmic secret, axed after one season, but still a showcase of her quiet intensity. Even at 69, she sparkled with Robert Redford in The Old Man and the Gun, a reminder of her timeless pull. Oh, and if these walls could talk in 96, she's Barbara Barrows, a mom of 4 facing an unplanned pregnancy in 74. Her raw take on choice hit hard, sparking Emmy nods and real-world buzz. Now, the kicker. Sissy's farm life in Virginia with Jack Fisk, her rock since Badlands in 73, isn't just a retreat, it's a lifeline. Married in 74 with $30 and a dog as their witness, they've built a 50-year love story, raising daughters Schuyler and Madison on 210 acres of history-soaked land. She's confessed the losses, like her brother Robbie's death, still ache, and whispers of financial strain hint the farm's upkeep wasn't cheap. Is there more she's not telling? From Carrie's blood-soaked prom to coal miner's daughter's triumph, her past was a supernova. Now, she's trading scripts for simplicity, but her impact? Undeniable. She's inspired countless actors, stayed humble, and kept us guessing. So what's next for this enigma? Stay glued, because Sissy Spacek's got secrets left to spill, and we're all dying to hear them.